At tonight's State of the Union, Oklahoma was proudly represented by Gary Bird. He was the fire chief of Moore, Oklahoma, who was seated with the First Lady. Bird has faithfully served Oklahomans as a firefighter since, 1981, and he's led us through a difficult, deadly tornado season this past May. Bird and his fellow first responders are Oklahoma's true heroes. Tonight, President Obama presented his hopes for 2014, one that will include him using a pen and phone to get work done. That's doing through regulation what he couldn't do through legislation. But these tactics are not new to President Obama. He used this strategy in 2013 when his administration issued thousands of pages of health care regulations and of job-killing EPA regulations. This excessive power grab is all part of Obama's expanding government, where power is increasingly in the hands of unelected bureaucrats instead of the American people. President Obama made clear tonight he plans for more of the same this year and will continue to bypass Congress. Americans will see this play out with his climate action plan that he unveiled last summer. Through this plan, he will aim to curb greenhouse gas emissions at the cost of economic growth and job creation, a plan similar to cap and trade. We all remember cap and trade that they tried to get through the legislature for 12 years. It would have been the largest tax hike in the history of America, but it was soundly rejected by both the House and the Senate. Now, the president is planning to bypass Congress and do through regulations what he couldn't get through legislation. And this is why I'll be introducing a bill in the coming weeks that will require President Obama's EPA to be held accountable for their rulemaking. Tonight, President Obama also outlined a few ways he believed he could work with Congress on this coming year, one of those being on the transportation bill. The transportation bill is the one that I've had for several years. After 5 years of Obama neglecting transportation, beginning with the $800 billion stimulus that did nothing for transportation, why should we believe him now? President Obama also talked around energy, but will continue his war on coal, oil, and gas. Yeah, he mentioned natural gas, an abundant resource throughout America and in our state of Oklahoma, but he will kill natural gas by killing hydraulic fracturing. That is a process necessary to get the natural gas. I was troubled that President Obama failed to adequately address the national security crisis currently before us. In his first 4 years, Obama cut $487 billion out of the military and is pursuing more cuts now through sequestration. He's disarming America by starving our military. General Dempsey told my committee, the Senate Armed Services Committee, early last year that our military is being put on a path where and I'm quoting him now, force is so degraded and so unready that it could be immoral to use force. Now that's from General Dempsey, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. He's the top military guy in America. This should be alarming because in 2014, the United States has faced news that Al-Qaeda now has the largest presence in the Middle East and Africa than ever before. We have also learned that Iran has no intentions to dismantle its nuclear program. In the meantime, President Obama is relaxing Iran sanctions at a time when public intelligence predicts Iran will have the means to build and launch a nuclear weapon that could hit the United States by 2015, only a year away. Furthermore, the president's failure to present a strategy for the Middle East has allowed Iran and Russia to fill the vacuum in handling rampant terrorism and violent oppression. This threatens our national security and also that of our allies like Israel. Tonight he said nothing to change his defense record and his defense behavior. I urge the president to finally truly come to the bargaining table for the sake of supporting our men and women in uniform, for the sake of achieving energy independence, and for the sake of fulfilling a campaign promise of transparency in a federal government wrought with overregulation. Unfortunately, we did not hear that tonight.